Hello and welcome back. My name is Starr, and I am here for the Sunday Live to host our weekly live community of supportive women. Today, I'm going to give you a little insight to how my weekend has been going. I have been terribly sick. I'm on the up today, so I'm very, very happy that I get to be here with you. But if I seem a little off, it's because I've had the stomach flu. And so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. I didn't know if we would have a live today or not. But as I was reading yesterday through my favorite book, if you've seen any of the lives, you know that this book by Melody Beattie, Journey to the Heart, is my favorite. And there were just so many nuggets in there that felt like the universe was providing for me to prep for our live today. So I just am so happy to be here, that I'm feeling well enough, and that we we get to have our Sunday live on Easter. So happy Easter. If you celebrate, happy Easter. I hope that you're having a lovely, lovely Sunday. And let's jump right into it. We're going to continue to review our weekly worksheet. If you would like a copy of this, I would love to email you one. Just send me an email at scofwomen@gmail.com. So just stands for Supportive Community of Women at gmail.com. And it's just meant as a place that you can jot down your thoughts and feelings as we do our Sunday live and reflect on the previous week and go into the upcoming week. So let's just jump right into it. The first, though, before we start talking about the 8 different topics that we talk about each week, first I want to share, and there will be a lot from this because, like I said, there were just so many entries. I was reading through this book in bed yesterday as I was sick, and it was oftentimes with this book, I pick it up and it just feels so poignant for whatever it is I need that day. And I hadn't prepared an outline this week, and I wasn't sure if I'd go live today. And it just felt like gifts from the universe as I was reading through this. Not only did it speak to my soul, and that's why I love this book so much, because it does speak to my soul, but I also just felt like these would be wonderful to share in the live. So this is just an overall wonderful message that I want to share. It's the daily meditation for April 20th that I'm reading to you. And it reads, "Loving yourself will make it better. Are you feeling powerless? Have circumstances taken a turn you don't like? Do you feel there's nothing you can do to make today better? One power that's always available to you is the power to love yourself. Sometimes we feel powerless. We have circumstances in our lives we simply cannot change, no matter what we do to create something different to move the situation along. We can't get another person to behave differently. We can't seem to change something at work. We can't do much about our money situation, at least not at the moment. Nothing in life seems to be going our way. It's not that we're doing anything wrong. We aren't off our path or neglecting a particular lesson. The energy of that particular time in our lives is frustrating. There is no action we can take to change our circumstances. All we can do is surrender to the circumstances, accept what's happening, and stay in the moment. During those times, there is one action we can take that will help. We can love ourselves. When we can't do anything about the world around us, when we can't even seem to do much about ourselves, we can always, always love ourselves. When all our other powers seem stripped away, we can practice the power of self love. It's one power no one can take away. And there's always a little summary at the end, and Today, the summary for April 20th reads, self-love will always make things better, and perhaps when a difficult time is past, you'll look back and say, that's what I was really learning all along, the ever-present healing power of learning to love myself. And this is so true. Even when we feel powerless, we always have power within ourselves to love and uplift and comfort and heal ourselves. And as we as we build this community of supportive women, the universe also blessed me with something so incredibly beautiful. I'm not often on social media, but I was just for a little bit yesterday, and Instagram suggested this reel to me. If I can find it, I'll link it below, but I'll read the poem to you. It was so beautiful. It was I don't know this page, but it appeared to be two girlfriends hanging out, chatting, kind of podcast style. And the one was saying, I think the person who shared this poem at her bridal shower had been married for 50 years, and she thought that she was gonna share some advice pertaining to marriage, and she was really surprised the poem she chose. And this is so beautiful for, I think, the power of women, the power of friendship, connection. So, what she shared at this woman's bridal shower is a poem called Don't Forget Your Girlfriends. I sat on a summer day drinking iced tea and visiting with my mother. Don't forget your girlfriends, mother advised, clinking the ice cubes in her glass. No matter how much you love your husband, you are still going to need your girlfriends. Remember to go places with them now and then and do things with them, even when you don't necessarily want to. And remember that girlfriends are not only friends, but sisters, daughters, mothers, grandmothers, and other relatives too. When supporting and relating to other women is our women supporting and relating to other women is our responsibility and our gift. What a funny piece of advice, I thought. Hadn't I just gotten married? Hadn't I just joined the couple world? I was now a married woman, for goodness sake, not some young girl who needed friends. But I listened to my mom. I kept in contact with my girlfriends and even found some new ones along the way. As the years tumbled by one after another, I gradually came to understand that mom really knew what she was talking about. Here is what I know. Girlfriends bring casseroles and scrub your bathroom when you need help. Girlfriends keep your children and your secrets. Girlfriends give advice when you ask. Sometimes you take it and sometimes you don't. Girlfriends don't always tell you you're right, but they usually tell the truth. Girlfriends still love you even when they disagree with your choices. Girlfriends laugh with you and don't need canned jokes to start the laughter. Girlfriends pull you out of jams. Girlfriends don't keep a calendar of who hosted the other's last big party. Girlfriends will celebrate for your son or daughter when they get married or have a baby, in whichever order that happens. Girlfriends are there for you in an instant. And when the hard times come, girlfriends will drive through blizzards, rainstorms, hail, heat, and gloom of night to get to you when your hour of need is desperate. Girlfriends listen when you lose a job or a friend. Girlfriends listen when your children break your heart. Girlfriends listen when your parents' minds and bodies fail. Girlfriends cry with you when someone you love dies. Girlfriends support you when the men in your life let you down. Girlfriends help you pick up the pieces when men pack up and go. Girlfriends rejoice at what makes you happy and are ready to go out and kill what makes you unhappy. That makes me think of Grey's Anatomy, the early seasons of, is it Meredith and Christina? Time passes, life happens, distance separates, children grow up. Marriages fail, love waxes and wanes, hearts break, careers end. Jobs come and go, parents die, colleagues forget favors, men don't call when they say they will, but girlfriends are there no matter how much time and how many miles are between you. A girlfriend is never farther away than needing her can reach. When you have to walk that lonesome valley and you have to walk it for yourself, your girlfriends will be on the valley's rim, cheering you on, praying for you, pulling for you, intervening on your behalf, and waiting with open arms at the valley's end. Sometimes they will even break the rules and walk beside you or come in and carry you out. My daughter's sister-in-law, mother-in-law, nieces, cousins, extended family, and friends bless my life. The world wouldn't be the same without them, and neither would I. When we began this adventure called womanhood, we had no idea of the incredible joys or sorrows that lay ahead, nor did we know how much we would need each other. Every day, we need each other still. So beautiful. And this is the feeling of sisterhood and womanhood that I hope we can build in this supportive community of women. That through life, we can love and support and uplift each other and need each other and offer what others need. Okay, that pulls at the heartstrings. Am I right? All right, let's get into the Let's Flourish worksheet. Like I said, if you'd like a free copy of this, just email scofwomen@gmail.com. I'd love to send you a free copy. And the first category is celebrate. And like I said, I'm flying by the seat of my pants a little bit here. I have them all marked in the book. I just need to find the page. Okay, I'm on page 111. And this was for April 18th. And the title of the meditation for April 18th is There's Magic in the Unknown. Sometimes we're out of ideas. We think and think, but nothing comes. We don't know what's next. It feels like we're at a dead end, but we're not. That void, that dreaded blank spot, is really a glorious, magical place. Sometimes we have to run out of our ideas before we can open to any new ones. The reason we can't see any further is because our ideas are limited by the past, by past experiences, by what life has been like before. Our future doesn't have to be limited by our past. Life knows that. Now we can learn it too. We're not at a dead end. We've reached a new beginning. And the sort of short summary at the end is, now is a time of magic. Let the universe take your hand and show you things you have never seen before. Now, at last, you're open and vulnerable enough to begin. Celebrate the magic, the mystery of the unknown. Celebrate the miracles that will certainly come. So beautiful. I love this book and I love Melody Beattie. And these type of miracles have transpired in my life. And I agree with that so much that we can celebrate the unknown and celebrate in the magic that the universe is working for our good. And as you jot down your thoughts of what you'd like to celebrate this week, remember that there's nothing too big or small for you to celebrate. If it's meaningful to you, take a moment to celebrate it and honor it. If you want to, clink a glass or go out with your girlfriends or your partner to celebrate, or take yourself out, go do that as well. Okay, the next topic is gratitude. And I think because these lives I'm so, um I'm trying to think how to put it into words. I'm sharing, from my life experience and my soul what's most meaningful to me, and so I end up getting emotional, like, every week in these lives, and you can ask my husband, I'm not even a person that cries that frequently, but when I speak from my soul and when it's meaningful to me, I guess I do. So, forgive me or don't forgive me. Love me, appreciate me, and I'll do the same for you, whether we're crying or not. Um, okay, so gratitude. Like I mentioned, I have had the stomach flu, and I know I feel like it's gross to talk about, like, no one even wants to think about the stomach flu. I know I don't. But excuse me, but it happened. We're human. We go through the human experience. That's part of the human experience. We get sick. And my husband was traveling for work this week. And oh my goodness gracious, I started feeling so nauseous, so sick. And he was planned to fly home the next day. And it was the middle of the night. We have 2 children, and I was getting just the chills. I was so cold. For a second, I questioned if the heater stopped working because, I live in an area where my state just decides what weather it wants that day. So, even though we've had beautiful warm days, we have also had some very cold ones. So, it was a cold night. I thought the heater had stopped working, and then I realized, "Oh, the pain I'm feeling in my body is probably really, body aches, and I might have a fever, and that's why I'm feeling so freezing right now," which again doesn't happen that frequently to me. And I just imagined myself trying to get up the stairs with my baby or trying to pick up my son from preschool, and just it didn't look pretty. I was that sick. So I text my husband, it must have been 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a terrible hour, whatever time it was. And I told him, "I am so sick. Is there any way you can get a flight home earlier?" And my husband, bless him, he truly is the best. I am beyond blessed. He got up, he looked for a flight, he got out, he packed his bags, got out of the hotel as quickly as possible, went straight to the airport. He said there was like a 10-minute buffer that he was able to make his flight because he got moving as quickly as he could. So, he came home early to us, and I was so grateful, and I needed it, and I don't think anyone wants to ask for that. I don't think anyone wants to be like, "Hey, can I inconvenience your whole your sleep tonight and your day tomorrow and your plans, and can you come home and help me care for our family?" And he did it, jumped out of bed, no questions asked. I mean, I am just beyond blessed, to say the absolute least. So, that was incredible, and I have so many other things to be grateful for. Like, for example, I've spent a lot of time in my bed, and we've really been working. We moved house last year, but I'm not the type of person who can move in overnight. I mean, I think it's a big deal to move house, and we have 2 young children, th you know, I just like to go at my own pace, but also I wanted to get it done. So I didn't want to s overly stress myself and exert myself, but I also want to have a wonderful, peaceful home to live in. So it just felt like it was time for a push to get everything done. So we really pushed to unpack and tidy and clean and get all of these things done that had been hanging over my head, and my body was sore. That's partly why I was, like, not exactly clued in on what was going on with my body immediately when I was sick, because I thought maybe, "Oh, I have a migraine from all of this work and cleaning and unpacking and organizing I've been doing." And so we worked really hard and we pushed for that, and the house feels so great. And I was in bed just thinking, "Man, what great timing." If I would have gotten this a few weeks ago, the room that I was kind of, what's the word? Just distancing myself so that I didn't want anyone else to get what I had. So the room I was in was just so nice and lovely, and it wouldn't have been that way a couple weeks ago. So I was just looking around thinking of, wow, what great timing, like that I'm sick and I get to be in this lovely environment. And I know this environment would not have been this way recently. And I was just looking around so many blessings. I mean, the bathroom was organized and clean. I took a super long shower this morning and it was just so nice. Everything that I could want or need is in reach to grab. I have so many blessings, and I could go on and on about this gratitude section. And I think it's helpful to take time to reflect and go, man, no matter what season I'm in, no matter what's going on in my life, there truly are things to stop and cherish and be grateful for. And I hope you jotted down yours, whether it's in your journal or on a notepad or in your phone. I hope you jotted down what you're grateful for. The next thing I want you to reflect on is being at peace, that feeling of being at peace. When was the last time you felt that? What were you doing? I have another daily meditation from Melody Beattie's book, Journey to the Heart, to share with you. This is from April 14th, and it reads, "Relax. Too often, out of sheer habit, we tighten up, tense up, and then approach life from that stance. When we have something to do, our automatic response may be to tense up, shoulders and neck strained, back bent and cramped, breathing shallow. But anything that needs to be done can be done better if we're relaxed. Learn to relax, program your body, each part of it, to let go and be at ease. Allow yourself to come into your natural posture and alignment. Learn to relax until moving, acting, speaking, being all come naturally from this relaxed place. Find activities that help you do this: a hot bath, a steam bath, a massage, sunning, walking, meditating. Teach yourself to become aware of how your body feels during these activities. Memorize that feeling. Practice relaxing until you can recall that memory and carry it throughout your day. Periodically, throughout the day, take a few moments to check your tension level. If you find any part of your body tense, take a few more moments to consciously relax that part. Visualize warmth and ease flooding any part of your body that has become tight or is in pain. Let the tension, the stress, the blocks drain out from the top to the bottom. Your body wants to relax. It wants to become comfortable. It wants to heal itself. Empty your mind of tense thoughts and let it follow your body into relaxation and calm. Allow your mind to become still. Quietly accept each thought, then release it. Breathe in comforting, healing energy. Breathe it into your mind, into each cell of your body. Breathe out stress, strain, discomfort, and fear. Don't resist what you are feeling or thinking. Accept it, then release it. Just as water cannot pass naturally through a pinched hose, your vital life force cannot flow freely through if you are cramped and tense. Honor the life force that is in you, that flows through you. Honor it by relaxing, opening to it, and inviting it to surge through your body. The techniques of relaxation will refresh, restore, and recharge you so that you can do all you need to do with more power and vigor than before. Anything that needs to be done can be done better if you're relaxed. Absolutely beautiful words as per usual from the lovely Melody Beattie, and it's just such helpful practical ways to invite peace into our daily life and to know how we can start and how we can set our bodies at ease. And in that state of relaxation, that we can do anything we need to do throughout our day from that place of relaxation instead of being tense is so helpful. And I think at first it can take constant reminders of, okay, okay, let's do it. Let's try to relax again. All right, next topic is hope and trust. And this daily meditation comes from April 16th. It reads, "You'll see the answer. The answer you are looking for may be right before your eyes. Have you asked the question? Have you put it out to God, the universe, yourself, and the world? What do I need to do now? What do I need to do next? Where and why am I stuck? What am I not seeing? What's the answer? I need a clue." Often asking the question means the answer is trying to find you. Follow your heart, then open your eyes, you'll see it. The answer may be right in front of you. And I think that is just so helpful for this. When you consider hope and trust, it's trusting yourself. It's trusting that you can find the answers that you need for yourself in your life, and they might be right in front of you. It was so funny as I was reading this that I felt I received a very clear answer. It's kind of personal, so I won't share it. But it just felt so clear of what do I need to do now? What do I need to do next? And it truly was right in front of me. And it did not hit me until I read this and I reread it, and it just became more and more clear. So I think trusting and having hope that if we're in need of something, we can ask the questions and draw closer to what is needed for us, and it might even be right in front of us if we take the time to look. All right, next is joy and laughter. And I want to share, we've had quite a week this week. My son had pink eye earlier in the week. So, this is the story that I want to share with you. It gave me such a good laugh. And then I have a daily meditation from Melody Beattie to share with you. So, and of course, as I'm sharing, one day there's going to be so many women, excuse me, in these lives, and we get to hear from each other, not just from me, and I'm so looking forward to that. But for now, I hope this will make you laugh, and I hope that you're jotting down what invites joy into your life, what invites laughter into your life. So I want to share something that really made me laugh this week. So I brought my son to the urgent care because he seemed to have pink eye. And he is the friendliest, most talkative guy. Everywhere we go, it's even with like with adults especially, he just chats it up. And it's so cute and it's so sweet and he's so social and he's very articulate. So he just strikes up a conversation and I'm trying to get us checked in at the urgent care. I have both kids with me, my baby's in the stroller, he's there. Um, I don't know that this has ever happened to me before. I walked into an urgent care, I was the only person, no waiting area. No one in the waiting room, sorry. No one in the waiting room, just us. I was like, "Wow." So that's a blessing right there that I didn't have to wait an hour and a half with 2 kids. So all we had to do was check in. I think the woman checking us in was, learning how to do her job, and so it took a little bit of time. Everyone was lovely. The, person next to her engaged with my son and, gave him these, like, tokens to get these bouncy balls out of a machine. I mean, they were just so kind to us. So Jack's telling him, I have pink eye." I'm just like, they don't wanna hear that. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they're like, "Why are you here? Do I need to mask up? What do But it just made me laugh, kids. So he's like, "I have pink eye." So everyone all the 3 women who were working there all know why we're there, and he just says it loud and proud. And we go back, and the doctor was great, and yes, he did have pink eye and sent a prescription for the drops, and we're leaving, and my son, he's 4, he does the cutest wave. He's like walking by, does the cutest wave to these 3 sitting there, and then he says loudly, "We're going to get the drops." It was just too cute. He had everyone laughing. It was just too cute, too funny. I think he made everyone's day, and what a great attitude to have for pink eye. I was very impressed with just he was like, "Okay, we're going to the doctor. We're gonna figure this out." He had a really great attitude, and it made me really proud as his mom. All right, so that's my story that made me laugh. If you have anything that made you laugh, please share in the comments. Laughter is so good for us. The daily meditation that I want to read from Melody Beattie's book, the same book I've been reading from this whole time. It's on April 22nd, and it reads, "On the other side of fear is joy. Climb over the wall of fear. Fear can be like a brick wall on our path. We may say we want to move forward. We want to feel better, do something new, live differently, go to the next place on our journey. But if we have unrecognized fears about that, we may feel like we've hit a wall. We don't know we're afraid. The fear is tucked and hidden away. All we can see is that for some unknown reason, we can't seem to move forward in our life. We're in the dark. Or we may be conscious of our fear, but by refusing to deal with it, we have talked ourselves out of honestly addressing the fear by telling ourselves to be strong and brave. While there is much to be gained from pressing forward at certain times in our lives, there simply are other times when we cannot do that because our fear holds us back. There are times in life when real power comes from being vulnerable enough to say, "Yes, I am afraid." Gently face your fears one at a time as they arise. Let each fear surface into consciousness. Tell yourself you know it's there, then release its energy. Let it dissipate into the air. Don't be afraid of what you'll find. The feeling is only fear. There's a magic I've learned over the years. It happens when I feel my fear. My life changes. I become empowered to move on. Barricades I have not been able to penetrate crumble and disappear. And all I had to do was simply face and feel my fear. Such wisdom. And the title of that is so powerful. On the other side of fear is joy. And I love that she talks about, of course, fear is scary and it can hold us back in life, but it is a feeling that we can face and feel and acknowledge, and when we're ready, release and allow it to dissipate. And that is really powerful that on the other side of that, we get to experience our life to the fullest joy. I mean, it's so beautiful. Okay, I'm really excited to talk about the next section, which is freeing affirmation. So I'm in the middle. I haven't finished it yet, but my word, this podcast is incredible. So we've moved on to the category of freeing affirmation, and my definition of a freeing I'm so excited to share this with you. I've like got my phone out ready to go to tell you what the podcast is. But first, in case you have not been with us before, let me tell you what my definition of a freeing affirmation is. So, those thoughts that you have that are basically self-limiting beliefs or just unhelpful, not productive. What we do in this section is we try to reflect, okay, what is that? What is that thought, that self-limiting belief that I'm having? And how can you create a new pathway in your brain and build a new belief system about yourself, to empower yourself and to help you move along in the direction that you want to go and not be driven by these limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So I was very excited because as I've been trying to share about this each time, and I think it's so powerful to, you know, I mean, it's backed by research and science and people who know a lot more than I do and can explain it a lot better than I can. But basically, the concept that we can build new pathways in our brain, we can disrupt those thought patterns. We don't have to keep going down that same path, but it's going to take practice and repetition in order to build that new pathway, in order to actually in your brain move from a self-limiting belief to a conscious thought that you're choosing and that in a way to empower yourself. So, I mean, let's take an example. Like, let's say you or any of us have a thought that's, oh, I can't do anything right. And, maybe that's truly how you feel that day. Like, I cannot do anything right. And you stop and you go, that's really it's not helpful and it's not empowering me. And while it may kind of feel true today, um, it's actually not true. It's actually not the case. I'm an incredibly capable, amazing human. And while it might feel like I can't do anything right, all that's doing is causing me to limit my belief in myself. And instead, let me pause and think about how I can empower myself. And then I would invite you to think of something that feels so true, like to your bones, that you almost have a body reaction. Like, because oftentimes these messages that have been going on for so long. We need to think of something that is both true and empowering to build a new path. So whether it's true that you believe it's possible or that it already is. So it could be, you know, let me think for a moment of that example. I can't do anything right. Maybe you acknowledge your feelings. Today things are not going the way I have planned. but I am so incredible and capable and have done many things, for example, and I know I can continue to, whatever it is that feels so true and accurate for yourself, try to replace that thought. Try to stop it in its tracks and go, "You know what? That's not serving me anymore. That's not helping me. Let me pick something that will." And I was so excited because I love the Mel Robbins podcast, and she has incredible people on her podcast. Incredible. I will link this in the description below. The title is Number One Neurosurgeon: How to Manifest Anything You Want and Unlock the Unlimited Power of Your Mind. So, this is coming from a neurosurgeon, like I said, someone who can speak to this in a research proven, science backed way much better than I can. And part of what he talks about is this concept that I call it a freeing affirmation. So I really invite you to listen to that podcast if this at all resonates with you, because he's going to share and talk about the power that we have in our minds. I'll let him do it, but it will be linked below. I was so excited to come across this. I'm like, this is exactly what I've been talking about. Okay, the next section is connect with yourself. This is the time in our life where you take a moment. You can do a body scan. Just notice and listen to yourself. Connect with yourself. Notice what's going on in your body, in your mind, in your heart. Just take a moment to listen. And as you're jotting down what you're listening, I'd like to read this beautiful daily meditation by Melody Beattie. The date on it is April 17th. It reads, "Listen to the voice of your heart. Cultivate the art of listening to your intuition, your inner voice. This is the guidance of your heart. It's a voice that speaks differently from the one in your head. The heart whispers softly. The head prattles loudly. The head has an agenda for our lives. It chatters away boldly, but its vision is limited. It leaves no room for the mysterious workings of the universe, nor does it take into account the side trips we need to get where we're going, where our souls need to go. It's the voice that says, this is the way it's going to be." The heart, the inner voice, speaks differently. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it pulls, sometimes it pushes. It's spontaneous, in the present moment, and often a surprise. The heart takes into account what has to be done and the best way to do that. The heart takes emotions into account, the way things feel, the way you feel, the wisdom of your soul. The heart leads us into and through the lessons we're here to learn. Cultivate your inner voice. Practice listening to the whispers of your heart. Practice trusting your intuition, what you really feel, what you really know. Practice until that voice is the one that you hear. Be patient, be gentle. Let yourself learn to hear the gentle and trustworthy words of your heart. I mean, no one says it better than Melody. So when you connect with yourself, don't forget to listen to the words from your heart. And when they pop up and you hear them, take a moment to listen to them and be attuned to them. After you've taken a moment to connect with yourself and jot down what you're noticing, the last category is gentle priority. So I invite you to consider, what is your gentle priority for this upcoming week? Has anything popped up during our live today that helps you to reflect and know yourself and listen to yourself and have that self-understanding of what you may need to gently prioritize this week? I hope that you can take this time to write down whatever it is that you need in this upcoming week, and I'm gonna take a moment as well to consider what that might be. Okay, our life has come to an end. I appreciate you being here and spending your time with me. I appreciate your willingness to connect, to offer your beautiful heart and friendship to others. And I look forward to, and I envision one day this becoming a beautiful community of women joining together, connecting, uplifting, supporting, empowering each other. And I invite you to come along for the journey. Thanks so much. Sending my love to you. Happy Sunday. Bye.